Hey everybody, welcome back today. We are going to use a new tool in Illustrator called the Width tool, and that is going to really make our illustrations look a bit more lively and more just hand illustrated slightly, give it a better feel. So let's start with a letter size paper. I want to make it landscape. And we're going to draw this little face here, and I saw something similar, a similar face. I got this idea from another tutorial I saw a long time ago. So if it bears resemblance to that and you run across it, that is kind of where I got the idea from. So I'm going to start with an ellipse, okay? We're going to use some shapes to make this illustration. And we're going to make a cartoony kind of face here, okay? And let's go ahead and I'm going to make my the stroke 3 points. And I'm going to take off the fill because we're going to also use a live paint bucket like we did in the last tutorial, okay? So now when we do this, I want it to be symmetrical, so I am going to draw only half the face or parts of it, or I'm only going to draw half. So this will be his nose. Okay, again, we're going for a cartoony kind of thing. And I'm using my intersect line to make sure it's in the middle there, lined up with, let's see, lined up with the other shape. Oh, now I'm getting all crazy here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And for his eyes, we're just going to give him these stylized, kind of cartoony eyes. Just going to give him a curve here like this. Okay, and I can adjust it. And again, I'm only going to do one because I'm going to duplicate this for the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do an eyebrow. So do a similar curve to that one, just up higher. Might be a little too long. So just kind of shape it around how you want to. You want them to look happy. So I'm giving these curves. And we're also going to give him this kind of handlebar mustache because it'll be nice to use the width tool on. So I'm going to do this sort of thing. I'm going to make a curve, a big curve right there. And it's going to dip down and go like that. And once again, after you make it, you can adjust it. Put that in the middle there. Okay, I will give him a bottom lip as well. Might look like a smile, but it's actually supposed to be a bottom lip, as his mouth, I think, would be covered up by this mustache once I make it thicker, which I will do. Zoom in a little bit. So I'm just trying to make this symmetrical. And I want to make sure it's in the middle here. There we go. Again, using those intersect lines. Okay, and I can adjust things as I need to. But here's all my paths in my layer. And I'm going to use a width tool first, and then we'll duplicate these things and get it situated on the other side. So let's find the width tool. If I go down here, it's right there, and it's got this funny shape to it, but if you kind of use it, you can kind of see what it's trying to show you. Here it is. And all I need to do to use it is I'm going to go ahead and go to my line here, and I'm going to click and drag out, and look what it does. It creates these tapered lines, okay, like an illustrated kind of line where you can get a thick to thin line. And they look really cool. Now, it's pretty easy, as you just saw, but where it does get a little funky is if I start making multiples of them, and I can start, which is not bad, but it can start getting a little less smooth, okay? So you just got to be kind of like the pen tool. You want to do the least amount of points as possible. Okay, so let's see here. So the handlebar mustache, let's do this because this will be a good looking one here. So I'm going to go wider there. Now I can control it here. If I go to the end, there's already a little handlebars here to control it. Let's say I want to bring that to a nice little point there. I can bring this smaller. But you know what I can also do is I'm going to round out the end of this line. So let's go ahead and find that. Got kind of a mess going on here. And I need my Where are you? Stroke window. There it is. And I want to cap it with this rounded end. So I'm just going to hit that cap there. Okay. Same with this line too. I want it rounded. So it just feels a little more illustrated. And while I'm there, let me go back to the width tool. I'm going to find the middle here of this line. I'm going to just make it a little bit thicker. So it goes thick to thin. Same with this line here. Let's go ahead and, well, I'll just make it thicker first. And once you have put the little handlebars there, you can adjust them. So let's say I want to slide it around. Let's go back to it. Sorry. There it is. I can pick it up and I can drag it. So I can get my the wider part of the line in different spots. Okay, once again, I'm going to take this and give it a rounded end. I'll just do it to all these lines. And let's find that width tool again. And give him some nice big eyebrows, like he's got kind of a big mustache. And you can play with it, right? I can go back and I can make this larger. Let's say I want to get it thinner here a little bit sooner. So I can drag out another handlebar here, and I can adjust it to be a little thinner at that point. So you have a lot of control. So I'll get it a little thinner sooner. Let's see how that looks. I keep wanting to adjust these little handlebars with the white arrow. That is not the way to do it. Okay. Let's see what else. This nose could use a little more. And even if you don't do a ton, it can just add, a little bit of character to whatever line you have and make it feel more illustrated. So my thinking just from an illustrative style is to put the heavy line on the bottom so it feels a little bit like a shadow. And let's say we can go with this. And what I want to do now is duplicate these lines and bring them to this side. So I'm going to go ahead and select them by holding Shift and clicking on each one with a black arrow. Then I'm going to go to Object, Transform, Reflect, and I am going to do a vertical reflection, and I want to copy it. There it is. Now while they are selected, I'm going to drag them over and I'm going to hold Shift so it keeps it in line. And there we go. And I saw intersect line there as I did it. I let it go right when I hit that intersect line. All right, and there's a little face. Okay, but we can add more. We're not done. Let's go ahead and give him an ear. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here. I want to make it just a little cartoony ear. Okay. And this line looks like it got way thicker than 3. I'm going to bring it back down to 3. 3 points. And let's add another line here. There we go. That looks pretty good to me. So once again, I'm going to take this with the width tool and give it a little bit of character on the bottom here. Same with this one here. I'll just make it a little thicker there. I think that looks pretty good. Once again, I can take these lines, Object, Transform, Reflect, Vertical, Copy. And the reason I'm doing the width tool first is so I don't have to try and do it over again on the opposite side and try to match exactly what I did on the other side, right? That's a little hard to do. So I might as well just, do the width tool first and then go ahead and duplicate it. All right, last little thing. Now I'm going to do this on a separate layer just because it's going to make life easier. I'm going to make a new layer. Layer 2 is fine. I'm going to put it underneath. Okay, so I'm going to lock my layer 1 for now. It's going to lock that guy. I'm going to go to layer 2, and let's give this guy a little hat. It'll be really easy here. So I'm going to make an oval here. And I know we can see through it right now because it's because all the paths I made on the first layer are see-through. Okay, and this one we will color separately or differently than using the live paint bucket. Let's give him a little top to the hat here. So just using some ovals. Just trying to find the center. And let's see. We can mess with this later if we need to. But let's just see what happens. Whoops, didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this. And that shape's going to need to go behind. Keep doing the same thing. There we go. Okay, and let's open up layer 2 here, and that top of the hat needs to go behind this part. Okay, so that's going to be his hat there, but I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for now because it's just kind of confusing the front image. Okay, so I'm going to lock it, turn it on and off as I want to for now, and let's just go ahead and go to layer 1. Let's get ready to color this guy. I do want to add some shadows, okay? So, because I want to make this kind of like a nice little illustration. So what I need to do is decide, obviously, where my light source is coming from. Let's do top right, okay? So I'm coming from up there. And what I'm going to need to do to add some lighting and highlights and shadows is I'm going to need to add some more paths. So let's go ahead and I want to do, let's say I want to do a highlight on his nose. And it's got a fill and all sorts of things going on. I need none of that. For these lines, I'm going to make them completely just a path. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to adjust this now. Let's get a little smaller. Maybe rotate a little bit so it's like a little shine on that side. And let's say I also want to add a shadow underneath his nose. So I'm going to go ahead and make another path. And I'm going to make it like this. So now I'm going to move it. Because again, my light, if it's coming from the top right, then my shadow's going to be on the bottom left. So I got that path there. I got that path there. Okay, so I have to kind of think about where I'm going to want to put these highlights and stuff. And let's do one for the whole face. So I'm going to make another oval, and I'll adjust it. Let's see. So once again, I want the same kind of thing going on. So I want my more highlighted area to be over here. And I want my shadow to be on the bottom. The thing is I have a hat kind of brim going over here, so that would maybe give some shade to his face as well. So I am going to put a line there just so I can keep some shadow over there. This line, I think I want to take that all the way to the end there. Do that a little lower. Okay, bottom lip. Could I add a little shadow there? Maybe I could. Maybe I could. Let's see how it looks. I can always get rid of it. If I don't like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put an oval there. And let's see what I can do with this. Can I bring this down and up? So I'm just using these handlebars that came with this oval. To kind of adjust this in a way to look like, hopefully it looks like the shadow on the lip here. Okay, we'll see. It's small, but we'll see if it works. All right, I'm trying to think with the ear, with the hat there. The ear, that ear would probably be all in shadow. Really a lot of it could be, but we'll just have to kind of guess. This ear, I will put a shadow on the bottom of that ear, I think. Like a line there. So this, I'm just going to use a path. Like that. Okay, and I think we'll also add a little bit of a highlight on the top of the hat as well. But I will do that after. Let's do the face first. Okay, so I'm just going to select everything. Take a look at what I have going on. And I think that's good enough for now. Okay, now here's the thing. I really want to show you about this. Is that I used the width tool on these lines, and it's going to do something not great, okay, once I use a live paint bucket. So let's show you what it does, and then I'll show you how to fix that. So if I go here to the live paint bucket, let me hit K. Okay, there we go. Make sure I'm on it. I'm going to go ahead and pick like a skin color just to start with. So I'm going to go over here. Let's see, somewhere in the yellow, red, up high, peachy kind of color here. There we go. Okay, now watch. I'm going to click in here, and it's going to ask me something. What most people do is they ignore this. And it says complex visual appearance attributes, such as, that's as far as people get, and they just say whatever, and they just do it and hit OK. Nobody wants to read this, right? And a lot of people, to be fair, probably don't, when you're just learning, you don't know what it's talking about anyways. You're just like, I don't even know what it's saying. I'm just going to do it. But here's the thing. If I do that, it's going to mess up all my beautiful lines I made with the width tool. Okay? Basically what it says is the complex lines with the width tool that I made, you can't have those when I'm using the live paint bucket. Okay, so I'm going to undo, and you can see the live paint group and all the normal stuff we did in the last tutorial. But we don't want that. Okay, what we want to do first is we want to change this line to actually not be the width tool anymore. We want to make the whole thing a shape, okay? So let's go ahead and do that by selecting all the face here. Let's go to Object, Expand Appearance. That's what I was looking for. Okay, and when I hit Expand Appearance, look at what it did to my lines. It made them shapes. So I'm going to undo it. Okay, so you can see it's a normal path, right? Just like, you know, there's the path, and the width tool is making it look wide. But when I redo Expand Appearance, check out what it did. It made the whole thing a shape. So now, when I use the Live Paint Bucket tool, it will be okay with it. So let's try again. So once again, just making sure I got them all selected. I'm going to go to the Live Paint Bucket tool again. I'm going to select my nice little peachy color here. I'm going to switch this to HSB. I like the controls better for controlling color. And there we go. Oh, weird. Okay, there we go. All right, let's try that. There we are. Look at that. So I'm going to dump in my colors there. I'm going to make a darker version of the color here for the shadow. And under here. And under the nose. In that little sliver there. Okay, so if I want to get the original color back again, because I didn't finish coloring, I'm going to hold down Option. It's going to give me the eyedropper tool there. Pick the color. Go there. And I want to add a little highlight there, brighter. So I'm going to make the HSB. So I'm going to use the HSB sliders and go bring this towards white up there. There we go. All right, let's give him back his hat here, because I'm going to unselect it. Look at that. Nice little illustration. Give him his hat. And I'm going to go ahead and add some stuff to the hat. I didn't quite finish the hat, so I'm going to go ahead and lock this just so I don't mess up the face. Unlock this. Let's go ahead and look at this here. And I lost my tools. If you ever lose your tools, there they are. Okay. And let's go ahead and add some width lines to this as well. So let's see. I think I want to add it on the... I just want to make it skinnier on the top, I think. Okay, let's see. Skinnier. Let's make it a little wider on the bottom. Is it going? Didn't go. There we go. And it only did one side. Okay, strange. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure. Oh, I had two in there. Let me turn off the face so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Find the middle. There we are. So if things go wrong, undo is usually gonna help fix things. Okay, so here we go again up top. I want to do the same kind of thing. A little too thin. And again, this is kind of more a little drawing here. So now you got to think use your drawing skills. Okay, I did it again. There we go. Where is it? There it is. wider and thinner. Okay, and I want to add a highlight here. So now I'm not doing this the same way on this layer. I'm going to do this by just using my shapes. And the reason is because I have these overlapping shapes here. And with the lines overlapping, it's just not going to be the best way to approach this. Let's go ahead and find a lighter blue up here. Let's see how he looks now. Okay, I think that'll do it for now. And you can endlessly mess with your illustration, make it a little better. I could add a little, I probably should put a shadow under the top of his ear here. Well, let's do that because that'll get us some practice messing with the live paint bucket layer and group. So let's say I want to add a line in, okay, no problem. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my layer here and go ahead and make a path, kind of draw where I want the shadow to go. You can see it's got a fill and all this stuff it doesn't need. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab that shape. And now where is that? That path is right there. So what I need to do is pick it up, drag it into my live paint bucket layer like I just did, all right? And once I've done that, now I can use a live paint bucket on it. And I can select this shadow color I already have. And now I can color it, all right? There we go. Hope you guys learned a little something today. Hope you learned how to use the width tool a little bit and how to use it in conjunction with the live paint bucket tool. And I'll see you guys on the next video.